Have what is believed to be the first ever race, the Paris to Rouen contest, as they would say, and so that's where we get the term concours. In French means contest, and so we see car shows might be referred to as the concours d'élégance. And so what that means is kind of the elegant competition, the elegant contest of cars, where they're more judged on what they look like. And so in case of this first ever race, there were a whole lot of different technologies: steam, electric, gas, comprised of various 69 competitors. But the cars, not only were they judged on how fast they got to the various location, they were also judged on their reliability, their safety, their innovation. So it was also a contest that was judged. That's why we see at the bottom races in quotation marks. Who marketed this? Who organized this first ever event? It was a media entity. So we go back to that earlier key stakeholder diagram, and we can see the role of media was absolutely critical here in the case of organizing, but also promoting this first ever event. Why did this particular magazine, a Paris-based magazine called Le Petit Journal, they did it so they could increase circulation. At the time, and this is something, cars were something that was completely rare. You would never ever see one. And so to see a race, that's something that's going to drive sales. Now, in the old days, people used to get all their news from a newspaper. They didn't obviously get it from television. And so when people would come and buy a subscription, they were hoping to get the latest news on events like this. Very similar for the Tour de France, as far as how it was also used by local media to promote circulation, to promote the area. In this case, we have a motorsport event, but whenever we have a new idea come to fruition, oftentimes we're going to get some problems. Oftentimes we're going to get some, whoa, this might be a concern going forward. In this case, in the Paris to Rouen, we see a depiction of one of the cars in that event coming barreling through this particular busy street in this downtown that the route went through, and we can see people really not even paying attention. And so this is a problem. Although most of our early origins of motorsport events are point-to-point or city-to-city races, having them on public roads immediately, as we can see here, becomes a concern regarding safety. And so here we see the first ever event, a depiction from it as a vehicle passes through a particular town. Now, the first ever real race in which the first person across the finish line wins was the Paris to Bordeaux and back event in 1895. So this is the first race that had an organized start, and like I said, had a finish line in which the first one crosses, it wins. The winner of this race averaged 15 miles per hour, so we're not talking a very rapid pace, but at this time, this was a wow event. This is something that's going to cause and generate a lot of buzz, so this was once again something you see newspaper involvement quite heavily. And so the first person, or the first vehicle to win this, although this is a technicality, was a Peugeot. And so the French really used this event to showcase how innovative, how dominant their automotive technologies were at the time.